Precious here at HIKINEX. So for today, I am going to teach you how you present yourself for a final interview. You were about to go to an interview with an American, and first thing that you should do is you should wear a proper business corporate attire like mine. Okay, so for women, things that you should wear is you can wear a blazer like mine, but if you don't have, you can also wear a blouse or a long sleeve that has collar in it, and then make sure that you put a little bit of makeup and you fix your hair. You can also put your hair behind your back so that we can see your face more clearly. Alright? And then for men, things that you should wear is you can wear a suit, but if you don't have one, you can also wear a long sleeve that has collar in it. And then the next one is make sure that you have enough lighting during the interview. Make sure that you have to be at the center of the camera. The next one is we also refrain from saying when thinking. I believe there's a lot of Filipinos who uses as fillers, so the senior management finds it very distracting. So instead of we can use well. For example, well, I have a lot of experiences in sales. I did cold callings in appointment setting and that, alright? So we don't say or refrain from saying alright? And then the next one is whenever we answer the senior management, we should answer them using yes and no, right? Because yes and no sounds more formal and respectful. And since this is your final interview, we refrain from answering them with yeah, yup, and no, alright? The next one is we also we tell our candidates to don't be desperate. Like for example, I badly need this job. Can you hire me now? I don't have money anymore, right? Because we totally understand at that part that there's a lot of Filipinos who lost their job because of this pandemic. But sometimes the essence of the interview is no longer there because they just came into the interview because they wanted to get money, right? And not because they're interested to know more about the job. So whenever the senior management asks you like what made you interested in talking to us, don't say like I just came in here to the interview because it's a work from home or because I need a job. I can get any job because I just need money. Okay, so don't be desperate. At the middle of the interview, so the senior management will ask you like what questions can we answer for you. So that is the time that you will ask questions. So we really encourage our candidates to ask more questions. More questions the better, because there will be conversation going on between the candidate and the interviewer itself, right? So questions that you should ask is, of course, you can ask more about the position and the company. Like for example, if it's about the position, you can ask like, can you tell me more about the responsibilities of this position? Can you describe to me your highest performing sales? And if it's about the company, you can also ask like, can you share me your plans for the company? What is your mission and vision for this company, right? And questions that you shouldn't ask is, of course, about the benefits, like for example about the government contributions, because if ever like you will be hired or the candidate will be hired, and depends on the offer that we will be offering them, so it's going to be the HR who will explain and orient them more about that matter. And then the next one is, of course, you have to be more engaging when you talk to the senior management. Because, for example, if you're going to apply for sales, they believe that you can do sales if you're not engaging enough, right? So to be more engaging, of course, make sure that you always smile. Make sure that you have this positive and lively attitude, right? So the senior management doesn't like it if the interview is too serious or the candidate is too intimidated. So make sure that, just relax. Just make sure that you have to be more engaging when you talk to them. And then the next one is we also do not exaggerate numbers like quotas and targets, because the senior management has been in sales for more than a decade already, so they know if the candidate has been making up things just to impress them. So with that, just it would be best if you just be honest with your answers, right? And not just make up things just to impress them. All right? And then the next one we have here the vocabulary. So there's this part of the interview wherein the senior management will ask you or will give you a set of words and then you're going to define those, okay? So if it's going to ask you to choose between high school and college, just choose high school. And then if it's going to choose between high school freshman or high school senior, just choose high school freshman, okay? Because it's better be safe than sorry, right? And then if you don't know the answer, just say pass, all right? That's fine. And then vice versa. So the senior management will also ask you to give your 5 favorite words. So for the 5 favorite words, make sure that it should have 3 syllables or up. So they don't accept it if it's just like 2 syllables and 1 syllable. Like for example, faith, love, pretty, right? So it should be 3 syllables up. And make sure also that you know the meaning of those words, okay? All right, that's great. And then the next one is we also avoid getting we also avoid, getting negative comments, or we avoid telling negative comments from our previous employers. Of course, we shouldn't talk bad about these people, right? Because we're out of that one. The next one is to also avoid getting too personal with their answers. So whenever the senior management asks you, like, can you tell me more about yourself? Don't say like, I have 3 siblings, my mom is a doctor, my dad is a lawyer, because they are asking more about yourself and not about your family, right? So whenever they ask you more about that, you can either share about your education, your experiences, or the trainings and certifications that you've attended before, okay? So yeah, just focus more on yourself. Here is the most important part is this is the role play. So there's this part of the interview wherein the senior management will do role play. So the candidate will be the sales account executive and then the senior management will be the client. So the senior management will let the candidate decide like what campaign or what services or offer are they gonna sell the senior management. So the first thing that you should do is, of course, you don't have to give up easy, right? Because the senior management will give you a lot of rejection comments like, I'm not interested, I'm busy. So don't directly say like, okay, I'll just call you back, I'll just email that to you, all right? Make sure that as a candidate, you have to ask a lot of probing questions and do a lot of rebuttals so that in just one call, you will be able to get or convince the senior management to avail your products and services that you're offering, okay? That's great. And then the next one is, of course, you have to relax, right? Just make sure that you have to relax. You can do a breathing exercise during the interview. You can also bring a cup of water beside you so that every time you feel nervous, you can just take a sip and then go back to the interview itself, all right? And of course, be confident with answering the question. So this also relates to what I mentioned earlier, that if you're just honest with what you're answering to the senior management and not just like making up things, it shows that you're confident, right? Because you know what you're talking about. You're not just making up things just to impress them, okay? And then the next one, of course, our company is pronounced as HIKINEX, which means human intelligence in motion. And then the senior management also ask general questions like who are the presidents of the America? So they usually ask for 3. So of course you can just search it online, right? And also they also ask about the compute for percentage, like for example, what is the 12% of 120, such things, that right? And then the last part of the interview, this is the closing the interview. So the senior management will tell you, okay, can you close the interview? So this is the time that you're going to convince them to hire you. So the 3 things that you should prepare is, first, you have to thank them for interviewing you. Second is you have to sell yourself, like why they should hire you. And then the third one is you have to ask them like an on-the-spot question. So if you're going to put that in one context, it will sound like this. Hi, Andy and Thea. Thank you so much for taking the time to interview me today. I know you're very busy, but you really took time to meet me now. And I believe I could be a great fit in this company given that I have a lot of experiences in sales. I did cold callings, I did appointment setting to US clients, and I believe my communication skills would also be enough to be for me to be considered fit in this certain position. I promise that I would work my ass off, and I promise to bring more profit and good reputation to your company. So, when are you going to hire me? Yeah, so for that one, just make sure that you have to be more engaging. Just ask more questions to the senior management. Make sure that you dress up well and prepare for the interviews, right? So that's it. I do hope that you learned a lot on how you present yourself for your final interview, and good luck. And yeah, just do your best. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.